Thank you for joining us on Facebook and on YouTube. We'll be cruising in less than a minute. In case somebody pop up, another box pops up, let me know. Who opened this one? This should be Mr. Tizo. I have to be careful. Okay. This is an update. Okay, let's go. Good morning, Lagos. Good morning, Nigeria. This is the Vintage Talk Show with the fire on the top radio, 90.9 FM. I hope you are hearing us loud and clear. We also we thank you for watching us on YouTube and on Facebook. Good morning. Alex, good morning. I'm just launching now. You're welcome.
Good morning, Alex. How you doing?
How are you?
I'm fine.
Well, this is a lovely morning. My name is Femi Akintunde-Johnson. My friends call me Faj. And I'm not alone here. I have, interestingly, the house is fairly full. Let's start with the one that I can touch right here. Good morning. It's Rugundadi. How is it today?
I'm fine. Good morning, everybody. Welcome to an exciting show. Enjoy with us today.
Okay, today is short and sharp with ACFA. And our analyst is also here. Co-anchor is here. Alex, good morning, Alex.
Good morning, sir. Good morning, Lagos. I must say it's great to be on Top Radio 90.9 and on the Vintage Talk Show. And I guarantee this morning that we're going to have a great time together.
Yes, it looks like that. Okay, and of course, the big man himself. Good morning, Mr. T. Tokumbo, Jakunle, good morning.
Good morning, Faj. Good morning, everybody. Good morning. Welcome to this show. I am sure you would leave the dial there and you will not run away. We have a whole bag to give you. Stay with us.
Yes, stay with us. Yes, because here we speak truth to power and shine light on dark spots. As usual, let's kick off with words from our ancestors. And I have a quote here. It says, "The child who is not embraced by the village will burn it down, feel its warmth." Let me take that again. The child who is not embraced by the village will burn it down to feel its warmth. So, what's important is in life, do not ignore the young ones, do not forsake
Mhm.
training them, nurturing them in the right way that you want to, so that when you grow old, they will not use you as as football or as broomstick to
Or
play with.
firewood, like the proverbs.
Or firewood to cook something. Train them well, and love them, care for them, nurture them. Abi, isn't that right?
Yes, it's right.
Okay. Of course, we'll be starting fast and furious with regulars, the entertainment news, our takes on it, global trends, and of course, reviews of newspaper headlines. And Esife is here with the entertainment news. Yes.
I begged for food after my popularity waned.
Mm,
Jumoke. After years of fading into obscurity, Olajumoke, the Lagos bread seller, who rose to fame in 2016 after being discovered by renowned photographer T.Y. Bello, is making a remarkable comeback, this time as a broadcaster.
mm,
Popularly known as Jumoke Onibredi, she captured national attention when T.Y. Bello spotted her during a photo shoot while she was selling bread on the streets of Lagos, recognizing her potential as a model. Her inspiring story of rising from humble beginnings to success became a media sensation, landing her on magazine covers and motivating countless Nigerians. However, her journey took a downturn 4 years ago when she lost her fame, wealth, and public relevance after falling victim to fraud allegedly orchestrated by a former manager. Moka claimed she was deceived by the manager, who siphoned off the money she earned from endorsement deals and other business engagements. She expressed her gratitude to Azuka Goodriba, the CEO of Media Room Up, T.Y. Bello, and Mrs. Adedoja Ale, MD at City FM, who supported her during those challenging times.
well,
Mm, mm, mm,
I remember somewhere somebody was he on this show a week ago or two? They were talking about where is this Jum Olajumoke? It's a learning curve. Life is about ups and downs. Now
mm,
she was very very down. She stumbled into fame by naivety or ignorance.
mhm,
She allegedly was duped, misled, and
mm,
the scene with her husband was also not pleasant and all that. You know, now she's 4 years of pain and anguish, or 6 years of pain and anguish. She's she's wiser, I believe. She's
Yes.
wiser and smarter for it, so she'll handle it with more
mm.
circumspection and care. And
Yeah.
next, fortune smiles on her. It's a lesson curve for every one of us.
Mhm,
Okay.
mm.
Polygamy, best marriage for Africa. Monogamy not working. Okay, Bakassi.
I wish I could call okay. I wish I call her live on the show now to confirm how many women are in his house. Please go
Don't
ahead.
mind it. Don't mind it.
And
You will not practice it and you'll be
Anthony,
talking about it.
Sorry.
popularly known as Okay Bakassi, has stated that he believes polygamy is the most suitable form of marriage for Africa, arguing that monogamy is not effective. He remarked, "Forget all the lip service we pay to polygamy.
Hmm.
I truly think that polygamy is the best form of marriage for Africa. Monogamy is not working. We are just pretending. What's the difference between polygamy and monogamy? Polygamy allows you to marry two people at the same time, while monogamy requires that you cannot marry more than one person at a time. You have to let one go. But what if you don't want to let one go?"
So they look like
Fair
bingo,
enough.
Abby. They look they look like cartoons that you
Ah,
Okay, okay, is not well. I
he's,
wish I could call.
he's using it to do EJ, UJ. This one will work,
Yeah,
this one
yeah,
will work.
you know, you know.
Okay, come
It would
on.
have been nice to know for sure if he has started practicing what he's preaching, and
Yeah.
if not, where is it and entertainment? But everyone is entitled to his or her own opinion. To
Mhm.
him, he dreams of being a polygamist. Uh, well, it should be
Poppy. Frank Uzama, widely known by his name Charlie Poppy, has shared how hardship influenced his decision to pursue a career in music. He stated this during a recent interview with Sound City, where he also discussed an unexpected aspect of his public persona. Although he often appears with cigarettes in his photos and music videos, Charlie Poppy clarified that he does not smoke, describing the cigarettes as mere aesthetic props.
mm,
When speaking
Mhm.
about what inspired his musical journey, Charlie Poppy cited the challenges of living in Nigeria as a significant driving force. What influences me to do music is hardship. You don't want to go through hardship in this country, he explained.
Hmm.
mm.
Hmm. Wow.
Well, I don't know what to tell him. You are using it as a prop, and some people will see it. Impressionable minds, they will want to be like that. They will want to smoke because they assume you are smoking, but it's a ruse. Why? That's misleading. Yeah, and it doesn't make sense to me. As they say, help me to make it make sense. I don't see how that is a sensible action. If you don't smoke it, even your actions and your display show that you are against smoking, not that you use it to. Uh, I don't know. Well, do you still have more for us?
Yes,
Okay.
Aremu Afolayan reunites with brother Kunle. Aremu
Hmm.
Afolayan has publicly apologized to his older brother, Kunle Afolayan. The two brothers, who had been estranged for a long time, recently reunited after the passing of their mother, Omoladun Afolayan. During their mother's wake, Aremu expressed remorse for his past actions, including putting Kunle through an Instagram backlash. He said, "I'm sorry for putting you through that Instagram backlash. It's because I love you. My money is not in this house. This is for all of us. Thank you,
I like
brother
that.
Kunle." Their mother, Omoladun Afolayan, passed
Yeah.
away at the age of 81, and her
Mm.
death was announced on Saturday, 2nd November.
Well,
Hmm.
for Mama Omoladu, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
May her soul
Rest
rest well.
peacefully.
Amen.
For for
The
what's
things
his
we
name?
do for love.
What's his
The
name?
things we
Aremu Akunle.
For that,
only
for that, I watched the video. Kule was quite, it was a reluctant embrace. It was like, what the man embrace me about you,
he said he
you
did
know.
it for love now. So I mean,
That
what are we
removes the
saying?
case. That removes the case. If you watch some of his Facebook videos, the guy is something else. you know. So
Yeah.
if he could do that to his brother, and no reason except that he loves him. Imagine if he hates you. If he hates you, you're in trouble. Oh my. Oh, what we do for love. Strange things we do for love. You know. I remove a case in point. Please let's move on.
How I escaped death,
Hmm.
Omotola. Omotola Jalade Kende shares video showing how she escaped death. Actress, okay, she expressed gratitude to God after surviving a serious health scare that nearly claimed her life. She revealed that she had been rushed to the emergency room 3 times in 1 week due to severe back and chest pains.
Hmm.
Omotola disclosed that the pain intensified after she attended an academy viewing event for Gladiator II. The third hospital visit revealed a critical condition. It's a gallbladder.
Hmm.
Okay.
You know, she's on the Oscar committee.
Oscar
Apparently,
committee.
yeah, Oscar committee. Amy, long sitting and all that. You know, we have to take care of our health.
It's
Happens. It can
called
happen to anybody. You know,
ergonomics.
you,
Ergonomics. Comfort
you know.
and safety in the workplace.
Yes. Okay.
Yeah, yeah,
It,
yeah.
it's a tough one, and you know the state of healthcare here. It's in fact, it's better you stay on the mountain and be praying that you will not sick at all. That to
Ah,
fall ill once. Ah, I pray, I pray for our leaders to get their priorities right. Isife, do we still have more?
Yes, one more.
Okay.
Pastor Rankin breaks silence after explosion killed family members.
Oh,
Patrick Okorie, known as Pastor Rankin, has finally spoken
dear God.
out following the tragic death of his sister, Chioma, and her husband, George Onwabuchi. The couple lost their lives due to a gas explosion in their home, which occurred in August. Chioma passed away in August,
hmm.
while her husband died in September. Their Christian wake was held on Friday, 22nd November, and they were laid to rest on Saturday, 23rd November, in Ebonyi State. In
Yeah.
his first statement after the incident, Pastor Rankin posted on his Instagram story on Monday, 25th November, saying, "Only heaven knows."
Indeed, indeed, indeed. Only heavens know uh, the affairs of men. Two, a husband and wife, wiped out same day, same incident, and died in different months thereafter. So sorry, so sorry. Our consolation, I mean, condolences to Pato Rankin and his family, extended and nuclear. It's a terrible thing. Mhm. Terrible thing. But then, you have come to the end of entertainment news. It's if I must be rushing somewhere. It's the speed the thing has finished. It's a little short.
Sorry, I didn't follow everything. Did Esife have a story on Davido? You know, he's trending.
No.
Yes, yes, I can quickly take that.
What is that? It's if is
It's
a
about
is a early starter.
his
Is it his comment? It was on the list now. His
yes,
comment
yes,
about Nigeria, right?
yes.
No.
So why you don't like a Davido?
You didn't read
No,
it.
Well,
Okay,
I think he advised Nigerians, I mean Americans, African Americans abroad. Have you seen it now?
yes.
Okay, let's go.
Davido under fire over remark on Nigerian economy. David Adeleke, popularly known as Davido, has faced significant criticism for his recent comments advising Black Americans against relocating to Nigeria. While appearing on the Big Omi's House podcast, the singer urged Black Americans, particularly Nigerians, not to return home due to the country's ongoing economic struggles.
Imagine.
His remarks came amid speculations that some Black Americans were considering leaving the United States following the electoral victory of President-elect Donald Trump. Reports indicate that many Africans in America are concerned about potential policies from Trump that may not be favorable to them. In response to these concerns, Davido stated, "It is not cool back home. The economy is in shambles." His comments elicited reactions from some citizens who have called for him to retract his statements.
I think it's the backlash is well deserved. Yeah, I
Yeah.
mean, like someone wrote, your father has a $2 billion investment in the oil and gas in this country, and he deemed it fit to invest in this country, and we are
Yeah.
asking people who merely want to come and show their presence and then also invest in country not to come. Is it not by coming the shambles we remove and become better? You know, is there anywhere there is no possibility of shambles, even in that America? You know, we hear stories, we read
Mm,
stories.
mm,
You know,
mm,
I think
mm.
it maybe had a little bit tipsy, a little bit off the cuff, and you know, artists when they are in the flow, they can misjan and all that. But that
No,
is
no, fine.
the marketing your
Fine, I think
country.
Yeah.
in the global stage, it's not right. It's not right. I mean, it's
Mm.
not right.
I think
Who,
I think they all need to be
who,
more exposed. He is not well exposed in terms of the economy. And again, sometimes I say to myself, just as you said, Fudge, that they honestly need to watch and guard their tongue when they are speaking. I don't want to
mhm.
believe a tipsy situation. He needs to think through. Okay, if he said that about, and he has to travel, he travels a lot. So
A
indirectly,
lot.
he's a bad ambassador to this nation, and this nation gave him the name. I don't understand it. I read that thing, I saw it, I walked past it because I just felt a little bit embarrassed on his behalf. I wouldn't have done that.
Yeah, and
I don't
they've
think so.
I
really
mean,
come after him. I mean, the
Yeah,
social media is rife with
that's what they thrive
serious
on.
analysis of it. I think he should
That's what
just
we
come
thrive on.
out and retract and,
He has to retract it. He has
you
to
He has
know,
retract
retracted
it.
the statements. He retracted the statements.
come
Yeah,
again.
he has retracted the statements.
Oh,
Yeah,
Oh,
they did.
oh,
yeah.
And
oh.
did he apologize for the Messiah?
I'm not sure, but I know that he retracted his statements.
Because before
When you
you
retract, it's
became,
different from when you apologize. You retract by saying,
yes,
I didn't say. I didn't say that.
is it that I didn't say, or that I was misquoted, or
I was misquoted.
I, 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 I regret saying this. You have
Yeah.
to apologize. And you have to retry. It's not as if they pasted it somewhere on the wall and then you
No,
remove the
no,
poster.
it's not looking good. No,
You
he
should
needs a PR
remember
to
before
clean
you
it up.
became a global
Yeah,
figure,
yeah.
Nigeria supported you. It was because Nigeria
Yes.
made so much noise that others could hear it. So
Mm-hmm.
you don't speak ill of your country. I mean, no, you are not in the privacy of your room that you can abuse Tinubu, abuse this, abuse everybody in
Mm-hmm.
Nigeria and all that.
Mm-hmm.
But when
Mm-hmm.
you are in the public, you don't uh, tarnish your
So
country because this thing they are
some
complaining
decorum.
about
Yeah,
take you 2 or 3 years
yeah.
time, and then where and then the people will now begin to regret listening to you. You know, please, he has done a good step. He has moved forward to retract.
Mm-hmm.
He should just do the
Mm-hmm.
needful. Thank you, Esife. I was wondering that you're so fast. Something is missing. You are rushing so.
Uh-uh. Fudge,
I,
you can know what?
I
This is
don't
a
know.
suspense
Maybe
space now.
you know, I don't know why
This is
they're
a
hiding
thing.
the Davido story. Maybe Davido is a friend.
No,
Is a friend.
no,
Abby.
it's not my
Thank you so much, SCP Arogudari. With the entertainment news, we take a short break and let's pray for Davido and others who think like him. That only God can do it. God alone. Mike Abdul featuring Kenny Corey. I will trust in you. Okay. Pictures. Yeah. There's no link now. Yeah. You put the let me know. Hallelujah. Alex, are you ready with the global trends?
Yeah, I'm ready. It's just that my network has been giving me trouble. While SFA was going on, I was fading in and out. Uh,
Okay,
I,
yeah. Yeah.
I hope it will hold.
Mr. T, how about you? Hold on to you. If the long's true, you will answer me. Shelter, can you get to that? Okay, I get it. Yeah, girl, God alone. Yeah, girl, yeah, girl, God alone. Have you pasted the text? The first text. Mhm. Are we ready?
Okay.
Anyone?
Yes,
Okay.
I'm ready. Uh, you just monitor me. All
Okay, I'll key you in now.
right.
We are back. You are my shelter in the midst of storms. Only God can can truly liberate us in the times and the climes that we are in now. Yes, that was Mike Abdul and featuring Kenny Corey. We are moving on to global trends, and I suspect that Alex is ready, network willing.
Yeah, I'm ready. So we can go right ahead. And the first story
Please
we
go.
have lined up is about Malian singer Rokia Traore. Says a star in jail. That's the title. A star in jail. Now, Rokia Traore, one of Africa's best known musicians, has reportedly been imprisoned in Belgium as part of an ongoing child custody dispute.
Hmm.
That's a
Uh,
tough one.
yeah, could it be
Then,
his own child? I
You
haven't
never know
really
with all these.
read the story.
Yeah, I haven't either. You never know
Hmm.
with all these
artists.
situations. You never know. You never know
Yeah, and he's in
who's
Europe. He may
yeah,
have carried the African mentality into Europe. And
and it may be the racist mentality that is impacting the story. You know,
okay, that's
Yeah,
also a possibility.
giving it a slant. Yeah,
yeah,
probably.
they will just say, I mean, you spank your child and it becomes a criminal offense, and then
Yeah,
you
Mm.
yeah. There's a joke about that. I'm sure you've heard it about a person who was threatening to report his parents in the US that they
mm,
boarded a flight to Nigeria and that the flight hadn't landed. before the before the parents started dishing out slaps. Now, okay, we are in Nigeria now. Go and report.
You're back home.
Now.
Oh dear.
We're back home.
Okay.
Okay, let's go ahead. The next story takes us to the United Kingdom. It says UK backs proposals to legalize assisted dying. British lawmakers in the House of Commons have backed proposals to legalize assisted dying in England and Wales, paving the way for an historic change in the law. While it remains illegal in most countries, more than 300 million now live in places which have legalized the practice. And some of those countries include Canada, Australia, New Zealand, Spain, and Austria. So we have England and Wales joining them. Assisted dying. So if you want to die, you just make an appeal.
Yeah.
What does that mean, really?
I'll make a call.
I think, in fact, the one that baffled me about that story is the fact that somebody also raised the fact that if somebody is really ill, terminally ill, and is a gradual decline into the end time, okay, the practitioner or the doctor or the surgeon or whatever could have an agreement signed whereby he or she could assist that process to be quickened because of the pain and whatever this person is or was or will be going through at that time. So when I read that aspect of it, I said, well, but no, everybody's going to take it a step ahead, 10 yards ahead. And that's what you're seeing now. Okay. And to tell you that all those nations that are now logging in quickly have found it imperative to, in their own wisdom, to link up. But it's going to be somehow, I think it's going to be, it will stay.
Yeah.
I think it will stay. It will stay. Yeah. The
Well,
euphoria is too high. It's going to stay. I see it staying.
well, since it's coming from an elder, it's an elderly issue. I understand.
Fine. May I be permission to take a walk as if I did?
My apologies. My apologies, please.
Yeah, Alex, could you help me out?
I apologize, please. Please don't go. Okay.
All right,
Alex,
let's move ahead. Next, we're going to the United States and Trump. It's the title of the story says Trump's tariffs. A proposed 25% tax on Canadian goods could increase prices for US consumers, with no indication it will exclude oil and gas. So Trump has come again, and he's looking at tariffs and tax already.
Is anyone surprised?
I'm not surprised. They are getting what they bargained for, apparently. But somehow it's really going to rock the American economy. It will rock the American economy.
Some critics say Trump is in favor of keeping jobs and products being controlled by the US in the US.
By US. Yes.
Yeah. A lot of American entrepreneurs have the mentality of setting up factories in Asia because labor is cheap, so is energy. But, Trump says you're taking jobs away from Americans when you do that. So he wants jobs to come back home. So we shouldn't be surprised if his policies are pro-American.
At the same time, he's looking at the issue of immigrants. And farmers in America now are shouting, step down a little bit on that, or else all our workers will go.
Yeah.
It's a double edge for him. Right now, he's in the mix of it. And that's rather confusing for me. Let's see how it goes in the next few months down the line. But that's the discussion now in the US.
All right, gentlemen, next we're going to Australia, and the title of the story is Ashley Paul Griffith. Ashley Paul Griffith is a former child care worker dubbed one of Australia's worst pedophiles, and he has been sentenced to life in prison for raping and sexually abusing almost 70 girls. My God.
70.
70 girls.
What a
That's what the
spirit.
report said. You
Oh.
tend to want to ask, what were the authorities doing all that time?
70.
It's not as if it's advertised now. Bad things can happen for a long period. You know,
Yeah,
especially
but
if
I
it's
mean,
if you work in a position of authority
okay,
or
that's
a
true. He could
level
have
of
been in a
respectability.
school or something, you know, and had access to girls, and it would be difficult to track. Yeah. Wow.
Yeah, it's so sad.
At least that's a country that has laws. Sometimes I wonder, we have such cases in Nigeria, yeah, there have had some cases, elderly, particularly 70s, okay, messing up to speak with young girls, young kids, and we hear the story just once in a flash, and it goes away, and nothing happens thereafter.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Hmm.
it's sad. It's everywhere, but somehow we've got to be firm with this because that is a sad one. 70.
Yeah. Yeah. 70 girls. Horrible.
Oh yeah.
All right, gentlemen, next we're going to India, and the title of the story is Misdirected Google Maps. It's a question.
Oh, that's
Misdirected
one.
Google Maps. And it
I saw
says
that.
Indian authorities are involving the app, that's the Google Maps, in the
Mhm.
death of 3 men whose car veered off an unfinished bridge. Google said it was cooperating with the investigation.
Hmm.
Yeah.
You know, the
Yeah.
Google Maps have been known to fail in instances.
Yes, they do.
Even in
They do fail.
Nigeria,
Mhm.
I have people who have experienced it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I have.
The guy, the Uber guy that took me one day was explaining to me when he picked a ride, and they relied entirely on the Google map, and he kept saying turn right, whatever, and all of a sudden he says you have gotten to your destination, and ahead of him was bush, was just a huge, almost like a forest. I said, and he looked back and said, "Madam, is this the place?" And the woman said, "Does it look like a house?" Is it looking like a house? They could be wild sometimes, yes.
And you know what that points us to, gentlemen?
Yeah.
It points us to the limitation of artificial intelligence and
Technology.
technology.
Yeah,
We can't rely wholly on those things.
Mm-mm,
yeah.
mm-mm, mm-mm.
All right.
Okay.
We're going to the Philippines next, and the title of the story is A Political Feud Takes a Dramatic Turn. The decision by Marcos and Duterte clans to join forces in 2022 election was a marriage of convenience. Philippine Vice President Sara Duterte has a reputation for tough talking, but saying she dreams about cutting off the head of one-time ally, President Ferdinand Marcos, proved to be one verbal indiscretion too far. The dates, should this be 2025?
Hmm.
I think it should be 2025. I have 2022 in the story.
2025.
Yeah. The two most powerful political families in the Philippines, they're planning to close ranks for the next election. And you know what that means.
The looting continues. Allah continua.
Yeah.
Oh, that's a
Okay.
very interesting country, though. Very interesting country. Very, very interesting country.
Are we
Okay.
through?
No, we have just two more. The next story takes us back to Australia. Total SM ban. Total SM ban. It says Australia will ban children under 16 from using social media after its Senate approved the world's strictest laws. That's in regard to social media. Gentlemen, what do you think about that?
Wow. Yeah.
16-year-olds should not use social media, or under 16 rather.
I it's interesting. I got to know also recently that I think in is it France? I can't remember that they had already started it for their teens. Yeah, they locked it down. The thing about this thing is you said something earlier, Alex, about the AI and all that. It's the positives and negatives of the online accessibility. Positives huge. The answers are there for you. Questions are answered in a jiffy. Yeah. But the other things behind it are those things that make you explore. And when you begin to explore, it's a huge, wide world out there on the internet. Different things. A friend of mine stopped his kids from using their telephones. In fact, he collected all the telephones way back as 2 years now. He gives them time on the TV, local TV to watch, and closes it down. He buys books for them. He grew up storing books around. And I said to him, I said, very good, but your children leave the home and they mix outside when they go to school, don't they? And these are things. It's a catch-on thing. It's a catch-on thing. I think they should not be totally exposed to it. It's a huge problem out there. Even as adults, I'm sure we all have friends who are addicted to these things. They're at your party and they are sitting down and they're on TikTok. Look, I'm telling you.
Not just parties, even meetings. Different kinds of meetings, and they're distracted.
Good morning, gentlemen.
Morning, Bossum.
Morning, boss. Okay, he has done self-introduction. That's boss.
He has been waiting on the wing.
Yeah, I was waiting. Morning.
Good morning, everyone. Quick one on the social media. The ban is in order. I wish the same can be done here. The basic problem here is that these young people, they don't have that. They're at an age where all they do is explore. Unfortunately, they don't have what it takes to sift the barrage of information that comes to them. And and most of them are misguided by this social media. So I think that's what the Australian government has seen. And they just feel that the best thing to do is actually to curb it. If our Uncle T said something now that it may not be taken out totally, completely, but it should be somewhat regulated, because you find that the young people we have, one, they are so addicted to these gadgets to the detriment of their own life and things happening around them. Sometimes kids get focused on these things and for hours, and they are oblivious of what is happening in their environment. That's a major problem. Then the second one is that they can't sift this information. We are just talking about adults who get addicted. I have a lawyer friend, fantastic, brilliant, has LLM. Recently, I had to warn her that, come, your opinions are now tainted by what is happening. That first reason as a lawyer. So because what she does is she just say, see what they said on TikTok. And I'm like, you have left law. Is TikTok right now? It's that bad because it's always in your face. So you can imagine if a lawyer, somebody's mother in our mid-40s can reason like that, now remove 30 years out of that person's age and see what was. So that's what happens to those young people. If this social media is not regulated, it will just mess up people's understanding. If I may, I was at a gathering yesterday and somebody was talking about our generation and this new generation. That's my own generation, not yours now.
So how
How
is
is
you
already
breathing, Abi?
Someone
Is way
Fudge.
forget.
said that our own generation, we saw Operation Sweep. We
Oh
saw
yeah.
what happened. There was an older person who said he saw what happened to Vela and army, and with the army, that nobody in our own generation will see soldiers and stand because we have seen soldiers act and perform. Like we were talking about the whole NSAS thing. I know the
Yeah,
sensitive,
yeah,
and
yeah.
you know how
Yeah.
they stood and said they will wave flag. So somebody just said that because they have not seen soldiers beat people, that's why they wait. That
They did the
but
Geneva Convention.
when we occupy Nigeria, that if we had a week of jamboree by
Yeah.
Monday
Yes,
when we go back to Ojota, we saw the soldiers. We turned back our stadium. We never got to
Abi,
everybody.
Ojota.
Abi.
But this wasn't. They have not seen anything. They came in democracy. That was what
Yeah.
happened. Why they stood. Because if you have not,
Exposure. No
you're
exposure.
about to say Eti Omobalo for Bashere. So that's
Yeah, yeah.
election needs to be they need to be guided.
Yeah,
That's why I
this
put
is true.
If they will listen, if
They
they
will
will
listen.
listen, because much earlier we started talking about exposure when we're talking about the video statement and all that stuff. Our children, our young ones, our folks, they are so intelligent, so creative, so outgoing and inventive, but they lack knowledge. Knowledge,
they like
I mean, it's not as if the brain was a fantastic one, but at least it will moderate your thinking and your actions.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
Mm-hmm.
if you see, I mean, they do what they call skits and pranks and all that, and you're going to snatch something from a soldier's hand because you want to show that. Show what?
Yeah.
You know,
for life.
because you don't, you never knew anything called unknown soldier or what they call that thing? That unaccounted gun explosion. What is it called? You know, things can happen to you that you can't believe it happens in a
Soldier.
civilized society because you're not exposed. You know, we have seen bad things in this country, and it has been
Mm.
normalized, supposedly.
Mm.
You know, so change it. You need to understand it so that you can
Yeah.
know how to navigate around it. Don't just. I mean,
Absolutely.
one time people that said you can't. What do you call it? You can't have a one-way collision with the moving train. What point are you trying to make? You know. Thank you, gentlemen. Let's take a break. Thank God that Buckley's joined us with his Arsenal shirt. He's hoping for something.
Fudge, I beg, leave us alone now.
Okay, we'll be back shortly. Let's listen to Final. Was it Fino? He says connect. Oh my. But what are you people playing? Tomorrow or Sunday? I mean
Today,
Monday.
Today,
well,
6:30 or so. Abi?
tomorrow is Man City Liverpool.
Mm.
Chelsea has a tough one too. Villa.
What did you say?
Chelsea has a tough one too. Villa.
Yes,
That's tough.
so if you can scale that, I'll start drinking cocoa. Today's newspaper covers are interesting. Hmm. But so did you hear about the supposed endorsement of Sheyi Tinubu as governor.
I've been everywhere.
We'll get
I'm just wondering what experience he wants to bring to the table.
it's willy dilly.
He's within his rights, but I'm not. I don't know. 'Cause Lagos, this is not. I don't know what experience he has.
God. I don't want to sing the song that is in my mouth.
Don't say it, please. Don't sing the song.
But I recall that we've had something like that in America where the father was president, and I think two
Yeah.
songs were.
Bush.
Push.
Yes. So maybe they want to bring that one down here. But yeah, I feel his experience because Lagos is too vast for.
Fast.
I don't know. I'm not playing down his best, what he wants to do, how he wants to fill in the gap, except he wants to rely on his father. And I know they say that no matter how tall your father is, you have to do your own growing.
Yeah.
So,
So,
and like they say on the streets, I've been in this, not ability.
stability. Yeah. Stability.
So I wonder how he.
I think we're mixing it up. We are mixing it up. They should get it straight and right.
Yeah, but you see, things like this will always happen. People will come up with things just to curry the father's favor.
It's going to be interesting, though. I would want to see a change in Lagos because of the demographic intent of the younger ones and all. But I didn't see this coming. Because honestly, give it to me. The old ones sitting in politics in Lagos, they have not done well.
It has not come. Okay, we're going back.
You don't want to trust it in the hands of these young people.
We're going back on air.
Okay, sir.
Okay.
We're back. And we're way back in terms of timing. To do. But we'll pull through. Now we are going to headline news, reviews, and we start with the screaming headline in the Sun. The Saturday Sun says, public schools of shame. In many states, infrastructure decay, congestion, lack of teachers hamper primary, secondary education in government schools. That's the revelation. It's a shame. It's all in shambles. Public schools.
Didn't they add that school fees have gone up over 100%?
Yes,
in that
Lagos
that should be
model
included.
schools.
Yeah, that should be
in that
included
shambles.
too.
Yes.
Wow.
Yeah.
Public schools of shame. It's a terrible thing. So what is all the hype we are shouting about the future leaders of tomorrow, the development, I mean, borrowing money to improve infrastructure, which infrastructure goes beyond education, health, and transportation? What's going on now? Why? It's still congested. There's decay. Teachers, they don't have enough teachers.
Oh dear.
The ones that are there are not competent. I read a note a teacher wrote somewhere on the internet. The teacher wrote to chastise the students, and it was tragic. You know, the teacher is slightly better than that the student is
Oh my
correcting.
dear. Oh my dear. It kind of
You
scares you. It scares you about the future that we have
Mm-hmm.
for that generation, so to say. I
Mm-hmm.
mean, look
Mm-hmm.
at what they're exposed. They have so many distractions. They have access to internet. They have cable TV. They can download movies and music, and they don't even
Mm.
have proper education. They don't want to read books. I mean, I'm scared. You wonder what kind of youth are going to grow up and take over in the future. It's scary.
there's no motivation all over the place. None.
If I can take, something was said earlier now that there's a whole lot of borrowing for girl child education, this, that. I remember,
Mm-hmm.
I think about
Yeah.
2 weeks ago, just borrowed some loans for educational purposes and everything.
Mm.
But I
Mm.
just, I want to take an extreme position. I'm quite aware that the real estate um, business is on the high in
Mm.
Nigeria. All of us are working. You hear people are buying buildings for 300 million, 500 million. Some of those things are bought by public servants. Where do you think the
Mm.
money is coming? You and I can't buy it, and we're working 24 hours. Some of us don't sleep. So in the same economy where some people are crying pain, some people are buying massive things. These are the money is going being diverted to those things. It's just very
Mm.
simple. The logic is simple
Mm.
because I mean the economy is biting everybody, and some people are doing massive things. I mean, no disrespect to those who have their things running, but public servant buying houses worth hundreds of millions. Is this
Yeah.
that's the funds are being diverted. It's just that simple. It's just unfortunate that once somebody would think about diverting funds for education into
Mm-hmm.
personal, you're
Yes.
bugs and you're going to raise monsters. Because, like Mr. Alex said, kids who are not reading, they don't have depth, and they're
Mm-hmm.
exposed to thing on the social media. It's just come back in 15 years and you will see that there's disaster in the end.
Huh. I'm
I'm going to
afraid.
drop this. I'm going to drop
Mm.
this. If you notice, the public education, public school education, and all that dwindled a little bit from the 70s. In the 70s, I look back at what Jaconde did to public school education and the way he built schools, set them up, and killed the morning, afternoon, evening belt situations for the schools. Many
Mm-hmm.
of our established people today went through those schools. Many of them are in the diaspora doing great things. Now, what happened? For every teacher that was employed at that time, they came with a better special package. They had loans, car loans, housing allowances, and he was paying them regularly. There was motivation for the teachers. So they poured in everything they had, everything, and he was backing all the teachers. The NUT, all of them were all his people. And they moved.
Yeah.
Now you see, going down the line, yeah, we lost something. We lost something. Most of the schools the man constructed have been turned into churches, some estates. They built estates into those land. I walked through one or two about 2 or 3 weeks ago, and I was shocked because at the commissioning of that particular school in somewhere in the Akintunde area, I was a young budding producer on radio, and we were following the man around commissioning those schools. And as we were recording and we are doing features and documentary on all these things he was doing. Today, what happened and what has happened up on this moment, those schools are not there. And the
Yeah.
relationship between government and teachers, generally, both primary and tertiary, is not exciting. Teachers go on strike. Right from our university days, all our teachers were on strike. How many strikes can you recall you went through? And what was the cause of these strikes? Money and welfare for teachers. We threw those things
Mm-hmm.
out, we ignored them. Now, what are the children doing?
Mm.
And their parents are looking for an easy way out for them to be tutored. Yes, They now have private teachers who are paid well, who come to those homes and sit them down and start another school session. The impact on that on the lives of the children is going to be huge at the end of the line. And I think we have played enough in this country. We have played so much. I don't understand it. I'm sorry. I keep saying on every avenue I have to say that if you are ministering in quotes, a ministry, and you are not getting it right, after 1 year, 2 years, 3 years, kindly take a bow.
Well, you know, sir, Mr. T, there's a conspiracy. There's a conspiracy. You find that a lot of governors in the past and prominent politicians started private schools.
They did.
So many of them, you know, if they don't have a school, their wife or a family member will have a private school. Now, if a person starts a private school, you don't expect him to pay much attention to the public institution.
Absolutely.
So I think that is one of the factors that has affected public secondary and primary schools.
It's a sad scenario. Let's move on, gentlemen, to Saturday Vanguard. Saturday Vanguard is a complaint sheet, basically. It says elite will be the first one. Tinubu's tax reform will destroy the North. That was Governor Zulum. That was the professor in, I think it's Borno. Okay, we may not be able to pay salaries if bills are passed. And then says some Southwest and Southeast states may also have problems. And Tinubu says he's not withdrawing the bills, that if you want to complain, go to the plenary session or whatever they call the hearing and make your argument. And
I think it went through the second reading during the week.
Yes. Don't pass for me, I think the worst thing that happened to governance in Nigeria is this distribution of money from Abuja to all states. That's the worst thing that happened to this country, to governance in this country, because states practically shut down and they don't do anything. I mean, there's a song that I think was Beno or somebody, I can't recollect, that it was sometime in 1985. We played it here severally, where they're talking about all the minerals and all the things that you find each state. Something day for north, cocoa day for you know. All those things anywhere. Nobody is thinking. All the are not pyramids. All the things we know about this country. So because I mean, and it's just natural. If I know money is going to drop for me somewhere, why will I struggle and go to court? And I don't have to go there. They will send it to me. I'll just be for the money. Yeah, that's what
laziness. Yes.
That's what we're going to. So that, because for me, why would you say a tax reform? I've read the bill, and for me, I'm fine with it. You get what you bring. It's simple, but that's life. It's what you put in that will come back to you. And somebody is saying they can't pay salary, then think. If you can't pay salary, the work will come. Think out of the box. It's simple. If you can't be a governor, I think somebody said it now that 1, 2, 3 years, you can't run this thing, leave. Let somebody who can do it. Simple.
That's not part of our DNA. Our political leaders, they don't equate that to. That's not how to do it. Yeah, that's what they tell you. That's not how to do it. In any case, you're right. This other story, are two little stories here that I want to share. One says, I think this is a contraposition to Davido's statement. He said, "Don't jackpot CBN building economy where everybody can thrive. Cardoso begs Nigerians." That's read that
the
point.
Same Cardoso that is raising interest rates to 27%, 27% CBN. Commercial banks are now doing about 35%.
No, it is not Cardoso. It's the system that is raising it all. It is the system. It's the system. Okay.
Is it that Cardoso is overwhelmed by the enormity of the work? Because this is not Lagos. It's not Lagos finance. This is Nigeria. And
You know,
the man
if
seems
you're
to
an
be jumping from
entrepreneur
one
in
thing to the
Nigeria today, if you're an
Yeah.
entrepreneur, you cannot afford to go to the bank to seek for a loan. They will bury you. The kind of conditions they will give you. It's better you just look for another source to finance your business.
I
Mr.
just
Alex,
pity those who have major
apart
business.
from the conditions, let's even assume, let's pretend that the conditions are right. You walk in, they offer you. Who's going to pay at 37% interest?
That's it. That's
Wow.
it.
I don't, except you do drugs.
That is it.
What
Yeah,
kind of
that's
that half of
that's
half of
the case argument. Except you do drugs or some illicit. Yeah.
except you do
Wow.
something, that's where you follow this interest rate. It's unrealistic.
It
Wow.
is. Now,
Okay,
the issue
one more.
of begging. Sorry, Faj. The issue of begging. Sometime last week, right? Newly qualified doctors are in the medical space. We are being begged, in quote again, not to japa. The fresh ones that came from school. There was another report that said government is begging them not to leave. And I'm asking this question: what are we doing to retain them?
Well, they put up a bill that says they need to serve for 2 years before they go.
Before they go. Okay. Okay. It's part of slavery, right?
Their initiative.
The
So
bill
that's the
is the most
incentive for saying.
unrealistic. Is the most unrealistic bill. Let me give quick personal. Lately, within my family, we wanted to do a project, continue my dad's building, and they just levied everyone that let's do ₦1 million each. Guess what? In seconds, all my siblings, I'm the only one here. All my siblings just sent the money under 5 minutes, and I'm like, I don't look at it like £10 people are going to. It's me. You don't understand.
You say you're the coordinator of the money, and you be putting your own money and you can make it.
Yes, to
It just become
those 300 and something pounds. He just said to them, 5 of them. I'm the only one. They're like, coordinator, how far?
oh, Nigeria can mess you up sometimes. Imagine.
My friend was like, Ogasho ni Jakpabai. Think about this thing well. How hard can it be for you not to have 350 pounds? 350 pounds. It's about 400 pounds is not ₦1 million.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. True.
Wow.
So I'm telling you not to japa. I know it's not. You didn't send me to school. You don't tell me to wait.
Yeah. If you want to beg, which one be they serve 2 years? We are not serious in this country. Last story on Vanguard before we go. Lagos 2027 Giba race. Opposition mounts against Sheyi Tinubu and Obasa. And somebody says outburst over Sheyi unnecessary. I think look at the quality of people who have been governors in the past 20 years. You know, we've had Tinubu, the big Tinubu. We had Fashola. We've had Ambode. We've had. I mean, we have what's our fine guy now, Judith Olu. Now they want to see Obasa, Sheyi, and it just looks like a comedy, you know.
And
Well, this is Lagos. Yeah, anything can happen.
That's it.
I trust Lagos to filter the field and give us something. I mean, or else things may happen. No, nobody should have confidence that they are unmovable or unshakable.
no, but that is where There's no opposition, no. You have to bear that in mind.
It depends on
Hmm.
what would trigger the opposition. If you make
There
a wrong choice, you may trigger the opposition.
one
I'm
of
not
the
talking about
governors
opposition party. Oh.
the last
I'm not talking about
election.
opposition party. Oh. Mind you,
Pardon?
I'm not talking about opposition parties though.
I'm talking opposition party because once you clinch the ticket for APC, it's easy peasy. You just coast through. Because look at the last look at the opposition candidate. I mean, one of the gubernatorial candidates in the last election in Lagos. The guy has to use the money he made for the election to start some other business. So,
No,
so
no, no. I'm not referring. I'm speaking holistically now. You could trigger things by decisions you make, and it will instigate people to go other way, not because of any party affiliation,
Yeah.
but by some kind of sentiment and
Yeah.
groundswell of
True.
opposition. They say, no, we can't take this anymore. So you have to be careful kind of succession plan you have.
Chinedi Okufaj, the establishment knows how to deal with this opposition. They know what to give them, and opposition will start supporting the people they are supposed to oppose. That's simple.
No, no, I don't agree. But so I don't agree that we are that bad. No.
No, the question is this. The real question is this. Who's going to vote in the final analysis? You
Do they
see, a
really?
lot of the people who oppose don't really vote. That's the
That's
issue.
another angle. They don't make noise on social media, nothing. Toothless bulldogs, and nothing will happen. And the boy will just coast home.
I believe deep inside my heart that a wrong move, a wrong choice will trigger social disequilibrium. If you get my, it may be wishful thinking, but I think something will trigger something if we don't get the right person in.
Uncle Fat,
I mean,
I've touched like several times. Nothing happen.
okay, okay, we shall see. We'll come here in 4 years' time to check. No, it's even 2 years, Abby.
Yes, 2 years time.
Okay, we'll cross notes. Now let's look at Saturday. Let's look at Saturday Telegraph. Let's look at Saturday Telegraph, and it's same Cardoso. It says Cardoso to Nigerians: report banks with empty ATMs to CBN from December 1. Apex Bank hides interest rates on deposits to 26.5%. Cardoso, I don't know what to call that one.
The same
Cardoso,
Cardoso
virtually every ATM is empty. Which one be
yeah,
report
but
December? Why are we waiting till December 1?
the banks will argue. The banks will argue and say there's a limit of cash that they're allowed to put into circulation. You know? Now,
That's
during
why
festive periods, you can
Okay.
guarantee that there will be a run on the banks for cash. It always happens, you know? And even before then, we've had ATMs that keep going empty, and you have an increased reliance on POS. So what is he saying? What he's saying doesn't really make sense.
It's POS life now. I mean, what is so incredible is you have a bank branch that has a bank of 7 or 8 ATM machines. Not one is working day after day after day. The big banks, I'm not talking of small Jakuredi banks, so the big banks, a large launch of ATMs, nothing is happening. And then you ask your POS, ask for any amount, 300, 400, 500. They are ready to, if they do, just wait or come so time. They will get the money for you.
Uncle Fad, I have not been to an ATM in more than 1 year. Can't recall when last I actually stood before an ATM machine to get cash because there are no cash there. It's just simple.
That's
Just
wrong.
by the ATM is always the POS girl. So you have to make up your mind what you want to do yourself. So It's a new business that has gained ground and nothing. It's literally the end of ATM machines. That's basically what it is. Because if you know the amount that they get on all these things, it's like, permit me to just deviate a bit. It's like this new notes. If you know the amount these people who go to party, I've never seen a new note. I've never received a new note from banks in years, because
Yeah.
it's a business for some people, and you'll be shocked at the amount of money they make. So that business has come to stay, and that's it. The same way private schools have come to stay and pushed away public schools, the same way Dangote refinery won't work because some people import these things. It's like that. It's a new business that has come to stay, and people are cashing out on it. So would they now allow their own business to go for the old one? It's that's welcome to Nigeria.
So maybe the
Oh,
banks should start opening POS points if they can't sustain the ATM.
I mean,
Yeah,
did
because
you?
I don't know, I don't know what to say. Yeah.
I'm
Did you just?
You know what it takes at ATM?
No, but
It's
is it?
more cost effective
Uh,
to have
How does
POS.
it make,
The
how
bank
does it
just
making
cost
sense though?
and you have
No,
ATM.
it's job opportunities though. Let them employ all the women or men outside, like 10 in front of the bank. They will queue like a kiosk. They don't even need any kiosk. They just stand there with their machine and they'll be taking it.
Goodness.
It's faster. It's faster.
uh,
The $100 you pay on 5,000, it's okay. You take your money and go. Oh my, banks. It's not like it's not like what is that thing that we used to do? Colo. Is that like colo? The old colo box.
And
and
now it's easy.
Banks.
After all, what do you want to do with 100 naira? 100 naira is literally almost useless now. Then, so you just pay it.
Yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
and
It's
we,
you
we,
kind
we
of
can't we can't talk about banks without mentioning a story of a major bank that's uh, the owners of the money claim they don't want to release it. The actual owner died. I'm not mentioning the name of the bank for obvious reasons. The actual owner died and gave a statement. Before he died, he gave a statement to his sister that this here and here and here is where I have my cash. Now, the sister got authorization from CBN to withdraw the cash. And the last withdrawal that she tried to make was 500 million. And the bank denied totally that that money was in the account. Now, when she asked
Oh
for
my.
a statement of accounts, they gave it to her, and there were so many gaps in it. You know,
Wow.
so the
Wow.
story is going on now, and I'm sure there's going to be a serious exposure as we go.
Okay, when we
Bank,
finish, you tell me the bank's name. If you can't say it on there, I need to know so I know how to. I mean, you just denied deposit. You deny. I mean, you begin to cook books. That's a serious offense. So
yeah.
okay, I will end up with Saturday Punch. It has quite a number of stories. This one it's not a laughing matter, but the Port Harcourt refinery halts operations, loading bay empty.
You say it's not laughing, but
Oh God! Why they start that? They're rejoicing that at least they will deal with Dangote. The loading bay is empty. They said they are calibrating pumps. Oh
the
my!
media people of
Oh
the
my!
government have gone
Oh
to
my!
town, using this as a
Sing
major
and dance.
victory.
They've been singing and dancing all over the place.
They made a
Now
song
the
and dance
loading
out of
bay
it.
is empty. That's very
Okay.
sad. That's very
Uncle,
sad.
the only thing I can say is the best way to survive in this country is to learn to laugh at everything. If I
That's
even
what
laugh at
we're doing. That's what we're doing.
myself,
That's
that's the
what we're,
only
that's what we're doing.
that's the only thing, because Nigeria is now like a comedy series, like a night of 1,000 laughs. Like, you one thing before noon, we will still see another thing that will make us laugh. Just laugh it up and move on. Because this thing, the
Man,
way some went about this Port Harcourt thing, and they were attacking people that can you see, can you see? They've not even done 1 week.
you know,
Someone,
to
someone
keep
on
your
social media said he won't be surprised if they imported the fuel, then offloaded it in Port Harcourt and said, okay, because the way this thing is going.
Seriously,
uh,
the story of
but it's true.
Nigeria
It's
under
true.
her,
You can't trust them.
you
You
can't
can't
trust any.
trust. You
You
can't trust
remember
this
how this
authority.
thing
You
that
can't trust them.
brought airline plane that painted it Nigeria Airways? I mean, it's just so with this, it's almost impossible to trust the government. People
Oh
just
God.
people didn't receive this news with any form of joy because they knew that they have come again, and here we are.
Well,
I they couldn't
well,
even do seven.
and December is coming. December is coming. Every time I see headline, Dangote or somebody else has reduced the price, I just hiss and pass. Then when I check the petrol station, he has moved down by 5 naira. I said, look at these people. He
I
moved
don't
down by
even.
5 naira. He moved down
I
by
don't
10 naira.
even
I said, that's
my,
reduction. And they'll be celebrating it in newspapers as if it's a very serious, like you said now, to maintain balanced mental acuity and not to go into insanity. Just laugh and enjoy yourself. Don't put Nigeria in your heart. It will kill you. Now this story says ECPA not bailable. Followers declare United States of Biafra in Finland. At
This
least
is
there are people
another
who take
set of
package seriously.
jokers. How can you
Yeah,
declare a
there are people
country
who
in
take
another
package
person's
seriously.
country?
I mean, you can declare anything you want to declare. Just don't cause mayhem. Don't incite people to rebellion and all that, armed rebellion and all that. You
Uncle
know.
Fudge, the earlier we tell people, and the earlier people realize that you see all those people who masquerade as freedom fighters and activists, they are just out to make money. The better people
Mm.
will know that nobody is fighting for you. Everybody is fighting for their pocket. So
Mm.
that's this guys. You stay in Finland, you are talking nonsense about Nigeria. If you want to fight for Nigeria, come inside Nigeria and fight now. And let's see what you can
No,
do.
no, it says is the president in exile. You know, it's better. Nigeria is not rough for normal people, not talk of for agitators.
But
You know, so I understand his
the
problem.
from outside, come inside the house and let's see what you
Yeah,
can do. I've seen them at Dakaboro and Co. They did it right here. So,
Yeah.
and where are they now?
uh
Omolomo, you want to die? Nobody wants to die.
we saw
Okay,
that we
now, Alex, you need to help me here. This is your paper. I don't understand this headline. I will read it. You will hear, and then you will explain to me how Lagos violates street sweepers' right to minimum wage.
Hmm.
How Lagos violates street sweepers' rights to minimum wage. What are they trying to say?
Yeah, what
uh,
I think, the minimum wage situation may not be counted by the
Maybe you should
street,
write it down so you
street
can understand
sweepers.
what I'm saying. Though.
I understand. I understand.
It doesn't make
Street,
any logical
street
sense to me.
sweepers in Lagos, they
Uncle
don't
Mike,
get their money directly from the government. There is a consultancy that runs it.
Alex,
have a flag.
Maybe,
Alex, you're not getting me. I know the
okay,
substance, the subtext. I know what they are saying, but the
okay.
text they have given us says the Lagos violates their right to minimum wage. How do you violate to minimum wage? Is it that they
Well,
collapse their right to minimum wage, or they turn their right into minimum wage? I don't get. I don't know how you understand it. But so do you understand this?
Because I know the operations of the street sweepers, I can relate with the headline, even though the way it was couched
You know
is
why?
a bit.
yeah, It's a bit
That's a very intelligent one. You can read it and understand it, even when it doesn't make sense lexically. I get it.
Well, it's like welcome to Nigeria.
Okay, one last story. This is a sad
So,
one. One last story. This is a sad one. It says, I'm scared of returning home. Nigeria's failed healthcare killed my mom, a US based businesswoman. Very scared to come home.
well, it's understandable. So I mean, not to
Hmm.
make light of our claim, but I always tell people that the way Nigeria is, don't fall sick and don't have police case.
Can you control those two? Well, we can control one to extent. Can you control anyway? Good, what do you call it? Body language will help you.
Don't have police case.
No,
Don't
no,
fall sick.
you can handle police case, but falling ill, if by the grace of God now, even those who
Well,
are very working
well,
their
you
health,
can be proactive. You
what
can eat
proactive.
healthy. You can exercise. You can do the right
Yeah, I know,
things.
I know, I
I'm
know. You see some
praying
people who
for
are
good
fit
health
and well.
Mm.
You see people who are
because
fit and well, who fall ill. It's God, though. It's God that will beg to help us. So,
because
you know,
the minutest sickness now in any hospital is almost like an invitation to death.
Yeah.
yeah,
Things that really they will do before. You hear people went to check prostrate this, they died there. Things that shouldn't kill someone.
you
You
at
know,
all.
to say arrest their own part there, but these days anything can
And
happen.
someone was
Even
speaking with
our
me
honor God
this
can kill.
morning, and he
Hmm.
was talking about a drug, the cost of drugs. He said there's a drug he buys for his wife that costs about 60,000. That he went to the
Hmm.
pharmacy recently and it's jumped to 90 something thousand. And that he's bothered
Wow.
that, man, prescription drugs, that is he going to still be able to afford this in the future?
Hmm.
But I'm actually the same with my mom. I buy a set of drugs for her because of her health situation. She's diabetic and hypertensive, and what I used to buy, because I buy the drugs every month. First thing I even need to say, back a few after last year, the same place where I buy the drug, the pharmacy, I buy packs just to drop for her. People come there, people with the same ailment, they come and buy sachets there. That's as at last year, 2 years ago. Now the price of those drugs have literally gone like three times up. So
Uh,
I want the fate of those who used to come and buy. I still buy my packs. I mean, all thanks to God. But the fact is that I just think about those people. The same pharmacies that you used to see a lot of people come. Most times I go there and I'm about the only person or one other person comes because people can afford it. So it's now people just resort to prayers. That's it. Because
Hmm.
you can't one can't trust even the best of these medical facilities in Nigeria. They just kill people. And then what is sad is that nothing happens. No probe, no nothing, no sanction.
Nothing.
People die for
isn't
the
there
slightest of things that
isn't there a
shouldn't kill
law
anybody.
for negligence that addresses those
Yes, there
issues?
is. I believe there is.
Uh,
You are trying to get Boston's opinion on that, right?
yeah, I was hoping he could tell us because you hear about cases of negligence from abroad and all that. Maybe the doctor didn't handle the situation properly, and of course they do the investigation and they blame the person who was negligent at the end of the day, and justice, they have justice. But here anything seems to go.
Okay, gentlemen, we'll take a short break. I just want something for us to discuss. Alex, I hope Boston will be able to get back to us about the case of the investigative journalist that was recently um, arrested, or is it by the? I understand by the army and all. Um, Fisayo Shoyombo. We'll come back to that on point blank for a few minutes. Let's listen to Rema. He said we should calm down. In spite of what we are going through, calm down. It's time to calm down. Hopefully, it will work. What's all this in common? Oh, are you aware of of his arrest?
No, I'm actually looking at it now, as you mentioned.
Okay.
Uh,
I think is going on this is investigative sorties
okay.
because he was arrested on oil bunkering rig. Maybe it was always morphing into going undercover and all that.
I can't seem to get any immediate information.
Check punch. Just
Okay.
type latest on Star Chiombo. As a breaking news, they just been released. You don't, what are you saying? It's off. Check. It's on. I'm still here with Alex Ogundadegbe. The others have been dealt with by the network. You can't seem to connect with them. And just a short take on the news in the past 4 or 5 days about the arrest of the investigative journalist and the founder of Foundation for Investigative Journalism, FIJ, Fisayo Shoyombo. he was supposedly arrested by the army of the 6th Division of the Nigerian Army in Port Harcourt. And later information claimed he was arrested on an oil bunkering rig, according to a statement by the acting deputy director of 6th Division Army Public Relations, Lieutenant Colonel Danjuma. He confirmed the arrest and said he was apprehended at an illegal oil bunkering site. Usually, Pizarro is noted for morphing into what we call in espionage, um, going undercover into dangerous environment to expose systemic failures and corruption. I read his reports on police arrest process and bail process and all that, and exposed a lot of it. He went to the NIS, the prison service, and he also exposed stuff like that, and a number of places like that. Won awards for many of his daring exploits and all that. Uh, Alex, I don't know if you have read the story. It's a
Yeah,
dangerous field. I can tell.
from what I see so far, it's been held for like 3 days. Um, the the army have been asked why they're holding him, and they claim that they're investigating the operation, that is the illegal oil bunkering and all the illegal oil
Mm,
activity in that area. So they see him as part of the whole uh, investigation there. And but my challenge is you can't hold anyone for 3 days. It's against
mm,
the law. You either charge him to court or you release him. You don't just hold a person for 3 days, no matter what he's been caught doing. The law doesn't allow that. I wish we could have Bosu's take on this, but
Yes,
uh,
and I don't see the army as a detainee, investigative kind of a thing. Yes, they are doing multi-force surveillance over all. I mean, the oil theft is incredible. It's terrible, and all hands must be on deck. But I think has been released to his lawyer yesterday.
okay.
He was released yesterday in Port Harcourt, and they claim that he will be produced by his lawyer whenever they need his. But one can easily um, deduce that he was on the line of his duty while uh, investigating uh, the what is causing the
okay.
incessant stealing of our oil and apparent uh, inadequacy of the security in dealing with it. And I think in that process, he ran into the. Thank God I was not shot or was not harmed in any way. It's the
But
hazard of the.
there are stories behind all these stories. People ask
Yes.
questions. You have a
Mm,
joint action law enforcement committee against oil bunkering and oil theft. And you're wondering why the action persists.
mm,
Although in recent times, to be fair to them, they've arrested some people. I heard that there was even a ship that was impounded. But those are the ones we hear. You can imagine that
mm,
there's so much going on that we don't hear about. And
mm.
maybe maybe the young man got involved in finding out what was actually happening. And
Happening here.
yeah, maybe that could be one of the reasons why he was detained for 3 days by the army.
Okay. Oh, Mr. T, you are back. We are just
Yeah, sorry
discussing
about that. Paul,
Yeah.
I guess the story of the journalist being held by the military, I guess.
Yes, yes. Fisayo
Okay.
Shiyombo, a
Yeah,
notable
Shoyombo, yes.
investigative journalist, and he must have been caught in the crossfire of military action against bunkerers. Okay.
Um, yeah.
Well, on that note, we take a short break. Well, I just hope that is well and is He's doing fine. He's a good journalist, a fine young man, and we trust that it's another experience in his diary.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'd love to read it myself. I hope he's free to
Yeah, I
write
read his
about
police report, his prison reports. Yeah, they're
Mm.
very damning stories.
Mm.
I'm trying to move on to let's rewind. Well, it's now time to hit back. Rewind for the last time in November to days of yore. Well, it's not days of yore, and we have, as I mean, we started from 1958 playing chartbusters of yesteryears. Today is the
Mm-hmm.
turn of 2004. Hmm. Can you believe 2004 is 20 years ago, right? I will lead with this sumptuous music from Two Face, Idibia, African woman.
too, Baba. The nickname stuck. They started calling him Too Baba, then he adopted it.
Two
Yeah.
Face, Two Baba, whatever. I think he has morphed into Two Baba now.
Yeah.
True. To Baba.
Ah, the African queen. You are my African.
Fantastic piece of music. Yeah.
Lovely,
Yeah.
lovely song. Really lovely song. And it was good for his age, his time at that time of the release. It was sweet. Not much was happening then, though. But it was refreshingly good when it came out. It stood its ground. Yeah.
I watched him perform it live, I think in Ghana. Did a
Okay.
very impressive job. At the height of it, everybody knew the song, so they were singing along with him.
Yeah. Yeah.
Almost everywhere he goes, everybody knows that song.
The song, yeah, became an identity. And the lines are so nice and easy.
Mm.
Nice to follow. The lyrics were sweet. Yeah, as well. Can't remember if he had a video done. Yeah, I think he had a video done for it.
Yeah. It's the video.
Yeah, he had a video done for it. Yeah.
Oh, I wish you could hear the song.
Yeah.
Lovely, lovely, beautiful voice, beautiful melody. That's African Queen by Two Face Two Baba. This is 2004 album Face to Face. And next is his brother. This is also a noisemaker in 2004, Tongolo by Dibach. I think it was his debut.
Yeah, I think so too. Yeah. Ah, pity. Can't listen to the songs, but
You can hear. Sorry.
don't worry. We'll sing through the memory bank.
Do you want to know the Coco by Dibanch?
Did he eventually reveal what the cocoa was all about?
We just saw Coco Gary, Coco this, Coco House. We,
If you
we,
tell, if I tell you,
Coco Master.
tell us now.
we just know that Coco Gary came,
Coco guy.
and the Coco House, show
But
and all that.
but
Today
you
we have not
remember
heard
that
the Coco.
Coco is is an old terminology or road phrase. You know,
I
Coco
know,
say. You know
I
the Coco
know.
say. The Coco
I
say
think Coco
the
said now.
trousers you wear.
There's also Coco.
I don't.
There's also Coco Gary.
Yeah, but my
Coco
point
guy.
is, the song says, "If I tell you the cocoa," but it doesn't tell us.
You won't tell us.
Now you have to wait. Now 20 years after, they are still
He's still asking if he tells us.
Artists,
Very nice
they,
song.
they say things they don't really mean, and they be wondering why they are
Yeah.
taking them.
Yeah. These are the Don Jazzy, this is when he really started
Yes,
Yeah.
when he was
seeing his
at his
production
height.
roots.
Yeah.
Yeah.
True. Very true. Yeah. True.
Okay, here's another piece from 2004, and I love this. I don't understand what it's saying. Uh, this is I'm not sure if it's the right track. What I have online on my list is Fefe Na Fair by Tony Tetula. I'm seeing Fefe Na Fair featuring TikTok, but I think it's the same way. Fefe
Yeah.
Na
Yeah,
Fair.
the song was sung by Tony Tetula and one artist from Ghana. It was a collaboration. There was
Yeah.
a version where someone sang, the Ghanaian sang in Twi, the Ghanaian language.
Yeah.
Is that by any way called TikTok?
Yes, that's TikTok.
Yeah,
TikTok.
that's the song.
Yeah, they did a collaboration. I remember because I actually
Uh-huh.
watched them perform it at the Ghana Music Awards.
Okay.
Okay, this is Fefe Nefe By Tony
Now the
Tetula
beauty of a
featuring
woman.
TikTok. Mm.
Yeah, now the company of a woman, beauty of a woman. Yeah, that's right.
Hmm.
Yeah,
Guys have made music, man. They've laid some
yeah, they
foundation.
have.
They have done
When you
great
look back,
stuff.
I'm always so happy and proud. Yeah, so big. The backpack is so huge, and it made life easy
Yeah,
for most of the radio presenters then too.
yeah,
Because yeah,
yeah.
yeah, made
We
life so
came
easy for
we came to our own seriously around this time. The Afro pop business, the
them.
rhythm and blues, the soul, everything just took off big time.
Yeah, it was.
Did anyone see the one of the receptions of President Tinubu in France, where they had two musicians singing a P Square song?
Testimony, yes, I saw it.
Yeah,
I saw it.
I put
I
it
saw it.
on the I put it on the group. I don't know
I
if
Yes.
you
saw
saw
it.
Oh,
the
okay, yeah,
one
you
I
were the one that
posted.
said I saw it. I saw it on the group. I saw it on the group. Really
It
They
was very
impressive.
butchered the
Really,
lovely, but
really
they
interesting,
tried
impressive.
it.
you know.
And they are French.
They are French, yeah. Oh no, it was so nice. Really so nice. Some performances bring tears to your
You
eyes.
hear a white man say, "I chop money, oh, I chop money."
Chop money.
I
Yeah.
I was laughing.
Oh my god. And my question is, does he really understand that line? That particular line? Oh my god. Chop money.
It's an unusually long track. It's about almost
Yeah.
6 minutes. Wow. Well, I need to go to the next song. What I have on my plate is Jazzman Olofin's Raise the Roof featuring Adewale Ayuba. I don't seem to get in the studio in the jazz last. So I'm going to play this Roof on Fire by Jazzman.
Okay,
Just man or laughing.
that was an interesting
And it is the same one. It's just not properly entered.
collaboration.
Yeah.
It's
Look at it.
roof on Fire. And it's called here Raise the Roof.
Raise the roof. Raise the roof.
Adewale Ayuba is a cross, is a kind of a mix, a hybrid between
A cross, a
the
cross
the
artist.
Orthodox Fuji and the Afrobeat newbies.
Uh-huh. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think I can remember. I'm trying
One
to
of his
reflect on it.
songs is Bubbling, the very popular one. It's
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
Bubbling.
bubble.
There was
It's
a
bubbling.
there was another artist who took it and did a remix with a rap.
With a rap, yeah.
Maybe that's it. Maybe it's this Bubbling that was put into Jazz Manuel Offin's Raise the Roof.
Okay, gentlemen, it's time. As you know, it's running for here. It's time to say your bye.
Oh wow.
Time has gone.
Yeah.
Yes, Alex, your final words today.
Yeah, like we promised, it's been fun. I'm sure you enjoyed the show, and we look forward to seeing you next week. Meanwhile, stay positive no matter what happens around you.
Yeah. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. T.
Yeah, it's so easy for me because I feel bad when you are asked to lead a ministry and it gets to a point of diminishing returns. You don't know what to say bye bye and take a walk. So if you're that clock today, learn to take a walk for fresh heads to come in. God bless Nigeria. God
Yes,
bless you.
yes, thank you, Mr. T. A good one from him there. Usually I play one song from one artist, but I like to play this one again. It's lovely. I love it. I so love it. It's called Mfana Ibaga by Two Face Udibia. Listen to it. Lovely song.
Banga, yeah.
Yeah, I remember that one.
Nice one.
So on that note, it's time for also for me to say my bye. As we often say here, be genuinely nice to people around you every day and do good as best as you can. As you can afford it. Stay blessed. Have a great weekend. We hope to see you next week. We'll probably have the Lagos commander of the FRSC join us to talk about the end of year stories and mishaps and how to stay safe on the road. See you next week. Have a wonderful weekend.
Bye bye.
Bye. Thank you.
All right, take care.
Have a wonderful weekend. Oh, see ya.
You too. Yeah, bet.
All right, Steph. Bye bye.
Bye.